9 years in the Philippines, and I'll be straight with you. I can't go back home to America. Not won't, can't. And I think there's a lot of long-term expats over here in the same situation. But none of us, including myself, have ever addressed this before. And that's what's coming up in the video. True story. So when I moved over here 9 years ago, I didn't say, okay, Paul, we're immigrating to a new country. I came over here really just to kind of put my toe in the water and see if I liked it. And before I knew it, 1 year had gone by. And seemingly overnight, that 1 year turned into 3 years. And it was something that just sort of evolved, you know? And then one day, without any big announcement to myself, I realized the fact that I had burned the boat, the one that I had floated over here on. It was gone, it was sunk, and it was not to be ridden back to America like it was ridden over here to the Philippines. The financial aspect is one of the major drivers for me. This is not financial advice. This is just me doing me. I don't know you. You know you. So I'll just tell you from my perspective, and I trust you to draw your own conclusions. My Social Security check, month in and month out, is currently $2,233 after they deduct for Part B Medicare. I supplement that income with my YouTube channel. And at the end of the month, I can cover the rent, I can cover the groceries, I can cover a night out, I can cover all the utilities and gas and little extras, anything baby May needs. I can take care of her needs also. And at the end of the month, I've got a little something stacked up or saved to tuck away for a rainy day. Now, if I was to take a look at, and I did take a look at, the numbers of what it would cost to move back to America, I gotta face the facts. There is no more condo. There is no more car. I've got to start at ground zero on all of that. Not to mention that I've been gone almost a decade. And so if I was going to go back and try to get a job, I'm sure all employers would be jumping at the bit to say, oh, look at this, a 70-year-old dude that's been out of the country for 10 years almost. Oh yeah, sure, let's hire him. Or go into a landlord to rent an apartment and he runs my credit and he finds out that there's none left because those things just sort of atrophy over time and evaporate. I've got one credit card that's still active. I'm not sure that would qualify for a good credit score or not. I honestly don't know. Anyway, I don't think that I'd be getting hired for a job, and I'm not sure anybody would rent me an apartment. And if they did, I don't think it would work out anyway, especially the apartment. I did some research, and I found on the World Wide Web out there that we all love to look at, is that the average city, the average apartment, the average rent in the average city, not Beverly Hills, not Manhattan, is $1,400 to $1,600 per month just for the apartment. Now, let's call it $1,500. That takes, we'll split the difference. That takes a pretty big bite out of that $2,233, doesn't it? And that supplemental YouTube income, I'm pretty sure that would evaporate quick as soon as I leave the Philippines and go back to America. Who wants to talk to or listen to Paul in Kansas? Anyway, all right, so we've got rent, but I still haven't got a car. And I'm gonna need a car because the city that I'm living in is probably not gonna be walkable. And that car is gonna need to be insured. And you can tell me better than I can tell you how much is car insurance these days. I've heard it's gone up tremendously. So we've got car, we've got apartment, we've got insurance. And pretty much it sounds to me like I've exhausted all of my funds and I've yet to buy groceries or get a haircut or do anything else for that matter. So the math just doesn't make sense. Now let's just say maybe there's a place that in America where I could go and the math does work. I could find a super cheap place to rent close to what I'm paying for out here in the Philippines. Call it $400 a month. I could rent a room from somebody, make it work. I could buy an old beater car, try to make that work. Just have liability insurance on it so I'm legal. All these little things I used to do when I was 19 years old. So here we are. But what have I come back to? My friends, well, they've either moved away, passed away, or we haven't been in touch since I've been here. So social life, bubkiss. It's not like there's a slot with my name on it when I go back to America that I pull into and just resume things as usual. That slot closed the day I got on the plane and came over here. So no social life, no chance of any real employment, living pretty much without saving any money. We haven't factored baby May into this, have we? We haven't brought her along. This is just me going back to America. And again, what would I be going back to? Out here, I have a lovely wife. I have lots of friends. I stay active, I stay busy. We go places, we do things. The best times are sometimes when we do absolutely nothing and just stay at home and veg out like a couple of couch potatoes. I savor those days as much as the ones where I get together and hang out with some people and go to a little birthday party or whatever the gathering might be. So back in America, none of that would exist. And I don't know how easy it is or where I would go to make new friends, new acquaintances. What would I do to entertain myself if I've got poquito money left over at the end of the day? I probably couldn't even join a bowling league. I honestly don't see a life for me back in America. Now, there's a number of guys over here that have been out here for a long time, just like me. And I think that they would probably be reticent to admit it, but I think their situation is very similar to mine. None of us have really come out and admitted it before, including yours truly. But I wanted to lay it out as I see it and what my intentions and what my future plans and goals are. My future plans, my future intentions are to try to make the most of the rest of my life. As I've said probably 20 times in this video, I'm 71 years old. How much future do I have in front of me? And do I want to spend those last remaining years trying to struggle and make it in a country that just simply doesn't have a place for me? And speaking of countries, I'm a little bit of a man without a country. I wouldn't be able to go home to America, and yet I'm not fully accepted here in the Philippines either. I'm the guy that showed up one day, but I'm not a citizen. I don't have rights and privileges as a citizen, so I can't vote, I can't get involved in political stuff, not that I would want to, but you know where I'm coming from. I'm kind of like in between places. I don't hate America. I love America. I'm proud to be an American. Yet there's no America for me to go home to. I love the Philippines. And yet, if I'm really being honest with myself and with you, I don't fully fit into the Philippines either. As I stated earlier, I'm a little bit like a man without a country. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section. If you think I'm full of shit, feel free to say so. Or if you want to change things up for once, you can say something nice too. Either way, I read each and every comment. So hopefully I'll see you in the next video.